There are many Easter eggs throughout Nathan Drake's adventures in Naughty Dog's Uncharted series, some hidden away for the more curious among us to discover, but a few lie in plain sight. And so with that in mind, let's go on a journey of discovery. In the opening of Uncharted Drake's Fortune, check out Nate and Elena's wetsuits. They're branded with the logo Ottsel, which is a direct reference to another Naughty Dog franchise, Jak And Daxter. Daxter being an Ottsel, an odd mesh of an otter and a weasel. Nate's wetsuit even has a small emblem with a Daxter design on the arms. Sully's plane also has another obscure reference to an even older Naughty Dog series. On the front of the plane is a design which reads Hog Wild. Hog Wild was the name of the 8th stage in the original Crash Bandicoot, aptly named for Crash riding a hog through the whole level. In every game, Nate's gun holster has the initials NDI at the back, which supposedly stands for Naughty Dog Industries, and these initials can be found in various ways in all 3 games, such as grenades called MKNDI, and we'll see more uses of this Easter egg as we go. In the scene where Nate and Elena jump from Sully's burning plane, look closely at Nate's parachute and you'll see the initials ND, which in the context must mean Nathan Drake, which raises the question, who is JP, the initials seen on Elena's parachute? In every Uncharted so far, players can find the hidden treasure known as the Strange Relic, and grabbing it will give you the reward of Relic Finder. This Strange Relic is in fact a Precursor orb, an artifact from Jak And Daxter, and using a handy symbol translation guide, we can see that the symbols read Naughty Dog on the top row and Madman on the bottom. The Strange Relic can be found in Chapter 5 The Fortress in Drake's Fortune, and again in Chapter 5 Urban Warfare and Among Thieves, in Chapter 4 Run to Ground in Drake's Deception, and in Chapter 15 Chimera to Ward Off Evil in Golden Abyss. Okay, onto Among Thieves now, and in the flashback in Chapter 1 we see that Flynn's shirt has a design that once again features the initials NDI. Also in the scene is a blackboard with something written in Greek, which when roughly translated reads Persistent God Nathan, but can be more accurately translated as Much Enduring Divine Nathan. This is a nod to Odyssey written by Homer in ancient Greek, in which Odysseus, the Greek name for Ulysses, is called Odysseus Divine Sufferer, or Great Sufferer, and so is comparing the sufferings that Nathan Drake will endure throughout his adventures with the story of Odysseus. Well, that got pretty deep. Moving on. In Chapter 2, Breaking and Entering, these boxes with the Naughty Dog red paw print can be found in the museum storage room. And in Chapter 5, Urban Warfare, signs for the Hotel El Dorado can be seen, a callback to the first game in which the lost city of El Dorado was the main story focus. But there are other signs around Nepal, such as Club Raja, a reference to Eddie Raja from Drake's Fortune, and it seems Sully may have his own courier service out here, Sullivan Travel. And in a room at the end of Chapter 5 there's a picture hanging on the wall which is actually a piece of concept art from Among Thieves. At the top of the hotel is a pool, which when you jump in, Nate plays Marco Polo with Chloe and you earn some rewards.
Hey, check it out. Marco.
Really?
Come on.
No.
Marco.
Polo.
Now this in itself is a nice touch, but it's echoed in Chapter 14 of Uncharted 3, where Nate plays the game alone and you earn the trophy Marco Solo. On to Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception now, and in Chapter 1, the pub has a newspaper article that reads, Scientists are still trying to understand deadly fungus, a direct reference to Naughty Dog's then upcoming game, The Last of Us. Also, to back this Easter egg, the bar that features in Chapter 1 is also in The Last of Us, with a few slight differences. In the restroom stall of the bar is another NDI reference, this time in the form of a sticker on the wall. In Chapter 9, The Middle Way, this dialogue between Nate and Charlie can be heard.
Don't tell me we have to swim across.
What's the matter, Charlie? Oh, kitty don't like getting wet.
This is a reference to this great line in Uncharted 2.
Oh, kitty got wet.
In this cutscene at the end of Chapter 9, take a look at the object dangling by the front of the bus. It's a SackBoy character from Little Big Planet. In Chapter 10, Historical Research, Yemen is littered with newspapers, some that feature, for reasons unknown, a picture of Sully. Hey, maybe he's wanted in these parts. In Chapter 13, Rough Seas, we can see Ramesses' ship in the distance with the name the Seaward on the side. Some believe this could be an obscure reference to the show Arrested Development, where a character owns a boat called the Seaward. Also in Chapters 12 and 13, shipping containers can be seen with yet another NDI reference on the side. In Chapter 18, the Ruble Khali, emptying both clips of the AK-47 causes Nate to throw the weapon away. And finally, spoiler alert, at the end of the game we see that Sully has replaced his plane Hog Wild with a new green version, yet another cool nod to Drake's Fortune. And so we've reached the end of our Easter egg journey, but who knows what Easter eggs we'll find in Nathan Drake's next adventure? Well, there's only one way to find out. Hey, you made it to the outro. If you enjoyed this episode, drop a comment or hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more from the series.